happened to Real Madrid? We are definitely talking about that as well this evening. Hey, Joseph, also in Turkey these days with Fenerbahce. We will definitely also break that down for you on the program this evening. Alright, who do I start with? Mini Manimo. Alright, I think I'm going to get started with Tinion. Tinion, how you doing? What's popping?
Yeah, great. Good evening. Welcome back. Welcome to the multitude. We wow. This is the worst time of breaking things on camera. Yeah, well, we had a great show yesterday, and we sort of talked about Mbappe, but the official confirmation came just as we were ending the show. Even though it's the worst kept secret in football for the last 3 years, everybody had sort of expected Kylian Mbappe to be a Real Madrid player, and finally came out to get to fruition. And I even saw some comments about Mbappe taking the time to turn the narrative that he had his way at PSG and he was a dictator, and he's basically coming out to say now that PSG were threatening him. And although I sort of had already heard that from several Ligue 1 insiders for like the last 2 years, that this thing is not as it's not like they're just offering him money to stay, that there are lots of threats involved to him and his family as well, and he has not come out to say that exactly, but he has hinted towards it, which in my opinion sort of confirms what I've always heard.
Yeah, but I don't like when players do all of this. And just move on. It's a brand new journey. Enjoy it. You should be grateful to PSG.
Yeah, he was going through a terrible situation. I couldn't speak.
They should have spoken about it. As simple as that. I mean, this guy is the back of the president of France.
Doesn't mean he has a contract that I have to respect.
Yeah, so, and his contract was a financially rewarding contract. I mean, he also extended it by 2 years ago. In fact, I think if the Real Madrid fans are going to hold anything against him, they're going to hold the fact that he didn't join us 2 years ago, and then you probably use us to get an extension up. You know, so I think everybody has to just move on. But we'll definitely get to all of that and so much more. But Oᴘᴇyᴏ, are you doing a great day for you so far?
Yeah, work field. We just here just to build some level of consistency in the most consistent way, and that's exactly how we do it.
This party people are going on. I hope you can be consistent with this part.
Can we stay consistent and focused?
Alright, let's talk about one
consistency and focus.
Let's talk about one player who was the embodiment of consistency this past season in the Premier League. Cole Palmer, 22 goals, 11 Premier League assists. What did you make of him in an England show yesterday? Scored?
That's good. I actually know what to do because why am I watching England boys now? I have things to do. But yes, I mean, you got to. So I like the lineup. I like the fact that because I really hate it when coaches call up a preliminary squad and then play the team they are going to play in the tournament anyway. So how then do you find out which of your fringe players can be useful to you in the tournament? And that's exactly what Southgate. You guys know my criticism of Southgate has been ongoing for years. But I'm happy with the guys like Adam Watson were impressive, giving the Watkins a start.
They say it's the new Rodri.
he was quite good at the Rodri comparison.
So you don't think this is hype? You think it's the real deal? Adam Watson?
Yeah, but also not Rodri level.
He completed 100% of his passes against Bosnia.
I was going to say.
I don't understand. You actually have to still rub that in against.
I'm not going to use it against because we only play against who we play against, and it was exceptional. He looked very comfortable.
I think Bayern Munich might be looking at him.
Bayern Munich are looking at everybody nowadays.
Bayern Munich can look at Vincent Kompany.
Bayern Munich. Looking at everybody, so that was it's not really a surprise. But yes, so I like that Southgate desire to, and I'm sure guys like Palmer, guys like Watson. Watson probably would not have even made the list, but now after that performance, it doesn't get cut out of the main, because it's still a preliminary, so they start to cut about 5 players out of their list. I think Watson would have been one of the names that would have come to mind. Okay, cut this guy immediately. But after yesterday's performance, I think is the biggest beneficiary of.
I think Obama also make the cut, right?
I think Obama was definitely making the cut regardless of yesterday's performance. But good goal.
Yeah, so with England, I was watching them yesterday because I saw the length of the game. Kane, I think, was strengthening wear number 20. And before Palmer took the penalty, Kane wanted to come on, and Kane was suggesting to Palmer to chill.
Wait, let me come.
So he comes and comes here. The boy just didn't even listen.
Calm down.
Yeah.
You do.
Yeah, but okay, you look at England player for player. Do you think that they have the best squad? Do you think they can win the Euros?
I think I've been on this for months now, and I feel I'm going to put England top 3 contenders going into the Euros.
In your top 3, where do they rank?
I don't know, but I'm not going to put them in any particular order. But it's difficult to look away from what this French national team are coming to this World Cup, to this European Championship with. I look at how much of a big season Camavinga is having at Madrid. I look at Tchouaméni as well. I mean, Kylian Mbappé, mega move, is obviously going to want to use Euros to announce to his new employers that, hey, I'm here for the big kill, I'm here for the big deal. So and again, if you look at the consistency of the French team also, they won the World Cup in Russia, got to the final in Qatar, and we have Kylian Mbappé in the mix of all these 3 milestone season for the French national team. So it's a big deal for Germany, the host. So you may want to think they would probably want to leverage on the home support that they would have. You certainly know that they would have all of the nation behind them. So I won't exactly place England anywhere, but if Gareth Southgate don't win the Euros, I don't know how unlucky he can be. He got to the semi-finals of the World Cup. He got to the final of the European Championship when they lost on penalties to venture winners Italy. Anybody could lose penalty. If you look at the trajectory, the growth of the English side, far from under 17, under 20, under 21, they've been making statements along, every cadre that they are. And I think it's time for the 3 Lions to cap this talents, and you can't deny the fact that this English team has got a lot of talent in them. And from the attacking options, they've got 5 attacking players that have about 121 goals in between them this season, from Harry Kane to Cole Palmer to Oli Watkins to Bukayo Saka. All of these guys have over 100 goals in between them. So I'm trying to understand, and a lot of them are not exactly new to competition, to tournament football as well. Harry Kane has been there, Bukayo Saka has also been there. So I think it's left for Gareth Southgate to look back and feel like if he doesn't win it this time around, I think they should not just sack him, they should jail him.
Alright, so that's what Ope thinks about the 3 Lions of England. We got to pay bills right now, and still to come, we're talking about the Super Eagles of Nigeria. We understand that finally some of the stranded players have been able to make it down to you, and guess what? The Bafana also eating town tomorrow. We'll talk about that and so much more. Just also on the menu. He talks about ambition and Fenerbahce. Stick around. I love this. So go anyway.
Cement and confirm. Number 1 waterproof cement for Nigeria. Ogbonge cement for water logged areas. Number 1 waterproof cement for Nigeria. New and 5 waterproof cement. Number 1. New and 5 waterproof cement. Good for answer for water wahala. With Lavac waterproof cement, water to collect. From under the house, foundation and basement to go. Ogbonge cement for water logged areas. Number 1 waterproof cement for Nigeria.
Put full stop for water wahala.
To cook correct food, they always give me joy. That's now why anytime when I cook like this, I dey always season am with no cubes. Come add correct vegetables inside. Ugu, tatashe, sᴏᴏ, onions. No one wey I no dey put. Na im make my pikin dem dey always enjoy my cooking.
Daddy, I never will. I want more.
You see?
Sama all your food with correct vegetables. Come season am with no cubes for that ogbonge delicious taste. Today, chop better.
New Lavac waterproof cement and confirm. Number 1 waterproof cement for Nigeria. Ogbonge cement for water logged areas. Number 1 waterproof cement for Nigeria. New Lavac waterproof cement. Number 1. New Lavac waterproof cement. Good for answer for water wahala. proof cement, water to collect. Important jam house, foundation and basement to go. Ogbonge cement, the water long areas. Number one water proof cement for Naija.
Put full stop for water wahala.
Meals have a way of taking us on a journey, and when you add plenty of vegetables like ⴅ, and season with the rich taste of Knorr seasoning cubes, even better. So, go ahead and elevate your meals with more vegetables and the rich taste of Knorr cubes. Today, eat for good.
Welcome back. Sports Cruise on mainland 98.3 FM, the sound of Lagos. Big story coming from England. We'll share that with you on the Alpha market. Concerns FC 115. Yeah, we'll get to that shortly. If you can't decipher what FC 115 means, you probably wait till about 6:30. We'll get to that. But Tᴜᴏ Super Eagles out of the games against Bafana and Benin Republic. We understand that 5 of the stranded 8 Super Eagles players have landed in Uyo this afternoon. 15 out of 23 players started training on Sunday, while others were expected as of yesterday. And I also understand there's a new media officer with the Super Eagles, and that's my friend Promise Afoge. Congratulations to him. That caught me really unaware. I think I saw that yesterday, or I thought it was on Sunday. Big shout out to him, and also big shout out to Femi Raji, who also did a fine job when he was the media officer of the Super Eagles as well. I mean, that role has been a role, you've seen some quality guys there. Mr. Tᴜᴏ, there's Colin Udo as well, who I think was there when Mikel was in his prime with the Super Eagles of Nigeria.
Colin or Collins?
Yeah, it's Colin, Colin Udo.
No, that's what I said. That's
Yeah. Alright, and we understand that hopefully the door of Ademola Lookman and Maduka Okoye will also arrive before the day runs out. But speak of Maduka Okoye, who is legit one of the best goalkeepers in the Serie A. What do you make of? Oh, you don't think so? Okay, I think so.
No, I don't know anything.
Oh, you smacked at that actually.
No, because I know I'm going to be with this people.
Anyways, what do you make of Maduka and Stanley Nwabali going into these games? We know that we have that feel-good factor with Stanley and what he did at AFCON, but also you can't ignore the fact that Maduka is back and is back with a bang. Who should be in goal for the Super Eagles?
It's a competition, Wally, and I no disrespect to what Maduka Okoye did in Serie A this season. He was arguably top 5 best goalkeepers in the Serie A as just concluded season. I mean, he was in fact very instrumental to keeping his team up. And I think the last game they even posted there that one of the reasons why Udinese, I guess, actually stayed up because of the exploit of what's his name, Maduka Okoye. In fact, I remember there was a game it cost Tunde and I some money. That was Udinese Napoli, and eventually exactly Juventus. So
it's 6 big saves.
But I mean, it's difficult. It's a new era again for Finidi George, and I'm sure we probably want to stick with the couple of players that he understands, and are looking at how long he was with the Super Eagles. Especially, I also know that they had seen them in a competitive setup, which was the last African Cup of Nations, where Nwabali actually shone like a million stars and just wrote his name in gold. So I think for me, it's going to be really, really key how he wants to do that. Are you bringing him Maduka Okoye that have been away from the side for a couple of for a long time, or a certain goalkeeper that he didn't just leave AFCON and went to oblivion? He was doing exceptionally well also for a South African club. So I think for me, I'm just going to feel like he should stick with Nwabali. Not so much is going to change about the team actually, apart from maybe Victor Osimhen that is out of the side and Victor Boniface that is back in the side, and looking at the team that we took to AFCON. So I think it's just stick with Nwabali. You can't do trial and error in the competitive game, in the qualifier for that matter. I think it's just stick with Nwabali.
I don't want to sound like an alarmist here. I'm trying to overanalyze, but Tᴜᴏ, is the game against the Bafana, does it have any implication on the short-term future of Finidi George? I know he's just resumed work, and he's not even had any official game as coach of the Super Eagles, but we also know that failure to beat Bafana will ensure that qualifying for the World Cup becomes a much more arduous task, because we're already far behind. We haven't won any of our first 2 games. So if you fail to win again, that means there's a lot to still catch up on. Do you think it has an implication?
On his job, no, because they gave him a 1-year contract, I think, and with targets to qualify for AFCON.
They gave him an incentive-based contract. Qualify us for the World Cup, not like a 1-year contract. Just qualify for the World Cup.
Losing to not losing, but failing to beat Bafana, like you said, is of course it hurts our qualification chances, but doesn't mean we've not qualified. So it will not have immediate implications on Feniz's job. And in the long run, though, yes, it will definitely affect. And I think that it's unfair, because I spoke about it even before he was employed. We had spoken about the fact that I just thought it was a bit unfair, because he was not the one that dropped those 4 points in arguably what was on paper 2 of our easiest games in the group, at home to Lesotho and away at Zimbabwe. That was Oᴘᴜᴜ doing. So even though the Super Eagles are third on the log at the moment, only point behind South Africa and 2 behind Rwanda, Finidi already starts out on the back foot in a setup where only one team can really qualify. The second is open to further qualification processes. So yes, the South Africa game is incredibly important to our qualification hopes. I think winning that game puts Nigeria potentially top of the table, or at worst second.
Pending results,
pending results, or at the very worst second, and then you get to face the Benin Republic team who also have been underwhelming in this group. So I think the winning South Africa also means that they can probably go away at Benin in more confident, in more confident stature, because they come off beating a much better team in South Africa, and So yes, it's very.
I think if he wins Bafana and Benin Republic, it's a massive shot of confidence for the manager, and he needs it. But here's the worry: it's playing 2 teams who are highly motivated against us. South Africa motivated because they felt that they should have beaten us at AFCON. Benin Republic have got Gennaro as manager, who also has got the points to prove as well. So
and on paper they are the 2 best teams that have not played yet. Because other than that, it's only just Rwanda.
What are your bold predictions on these 2 games? You were talking about failure to win. Failure to win means that you're not saying that Bafana will beat us. You're saying maybe worst case scenario get a draw. But guys, what are your bold predictions for South Africa and the Benin Republic game that's coming up next week?
I think we'll win both games.
Oh, you think we'll win both games?
Bad as I don't think we'll drop points in.
Be very factual here.
4 points out of 6 is
No, 4 points out of 6 is not bad, but that is a drop points.
Okay, I'm saying like worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, 4 points. Anything less than 4 points out of 6, it's a bad international.
Okay, what are we getting out of an available 6?
Absolutely, we're turning on this one. The least we should get, I think we're condemned to at least win one. And it's unfortunate that we're starting with South Africa, which a game that comes with a lot of side plots. I think that's the key word. The whole Amapiano conversation, the rivalry in quotes, and more importantly the 3 points that has to be on the table. So I think for me, a 6 point or 4, we shouldn't get lower than that.
Alright, I'm a bit skeptical, but hopefully the feel-good factor surrounding players like Lukman. I think almost every Super Eagle has had a good season individually. Even right from the back to midfield to attack. In the day, promotion with Leicester, Kelechi Iheanacho, same as well.
Victor Boniface.
Looks like everyone on an individual level has really ended the season really well, and they can just do some real cut and paste, and let's see that against South Africa in Uyo come Friday evening. Alright, and away from that quickly to some WNBA. I'll give us some backstory. What's happening with Caitlin Clark and WNBA? It's everywhere. The latest to join it, I think it was Pat McAfee, who had to apologize. I never knew this guy earns $17 million every year as an ESPN podcaster. I mean, that's massive. $17 million.
Crazy money. Everybody knows someone like sᴘᴏ has pretty much a pro sports contract.
$17 million. That's crazy. And a few days ago, he came out to call Caitlin Clark a white bee, and he's come out to apologize.
Funny, he was actually even saying it in praise of her.
In praise of her, exactly. Yeah. he was saying it in praise of because I actually saw that content, but
yeah, well, you guys,
but it didn't come out well. It didn't come out well.
It was never going to come out.
Yeah, it didn't come out well.
Not from a middle-aged white man, calling a 21-year-old.
So what's happening with Kate? Is it about jealousy? Is it about racism? Because people think, okay, because he's white, she would never suffer from racism. Is she just being blackballed here? What's happening here?
I think it's a combination of factors. I don't think it's one single thing. I think generally lots of people have been surprised by the physical nature of the WNBA because lots of people did not really pay much attention to the league before now. It's always been like that. And even not just WNBA, the NBA generally, every basketball or even in any walk of life basically, a rookie is heralded as the savior of the league. People go into games targeting that person, and this is not just to the WNBA. LeBron James faced the same thing.
You get the thing that Wemby also faced it too.
Yeah. Because the thing with LeBron and Wemby is that they could hold their own because they are physical phenomenons. You can't bully Wemby is 7 feet tall. You cannot bully.
Even at tip off, likes of KD were struggling with in tip off.
Yeah, so even if you
made them look like
if you have in mind to bully, like how do you bully someone that is much bigger than LeBron James, also a physical specimen. When LeBron was about to be drafted, not even drafted yet, Cleveland Cavaliers, there's a popular clip that continually resurfaces. The current Cleveland Cavaliers players at the time were saying about the player that was coming to their franchise that they don't understand how everybody thinks this teenager is going to come and save them, that they don't think he's that good. They were saying this on record on camera. So jealousy of the young phenom is a regular thing in sports and in any walk of life generally, to be honest. But
what Cheredi Clark and Chicago Sky did, honestly, I think that's unprofessional.
And as I said, it's a combination of factors. Cheredi on her own, she's a Draymond Green type of player.
Yeah, she's a bully.
She does that to pretty much everybody. But obviously she might have taken it to a certain degree and targeted Caitlin Clark because she is Caitlin Clark, and the attention that the league has been getting because of Caitlin Clark. With lots of the Indiana Fever, they have a 2-8 record in the WNBA. They are not a good team, but they still consistently get higher viewership than the rest of the teams in the WNBA. People are packing up the arenas to watch a team that is struggling because of Caitlin Clark, rather than watch the likes of Sabrina Ionescu or A'ja Wilson, who is having a fantastic season. So yes, I see where the jealousy part might come in, but everybody's general consensus is that they should actually be happy that Caitlin Clark is bringing more eyes to the league and whatnot. But I don't feel like that.
I'm also happy that she's not phased about it. She's been cool and calm about it, and she probably channels that onto the basketball court.
But this is phased about it. I think she's not phased about it. She should come out and say it's not the thing. The more she keeps quiet about it, considerably means that she also believes that she's being targeted, which it might be true in some cases. I'm not going to act like it's not, but also I don't think it's to the degree that is being said. There are lots of this rookie class for the WNBA has been incredible. Look at Cameron Brink, look at Angel Reese. So these girls have some sort of a bit of stamina, and even the ladies that have been in the league for a few years themselves, Sabrina Ionescu with the 3-point contest versus Steph. So the WNBA's momentum has been building up little by little. Caitlin Clark and the rest of our players, but mostly Caitlin Clark, no doubt about that, have done a lot to skyrocket that growth, but the growth was happening before the game.
Alright, before we switch it back to football, your thoughts on the new world number one tennis as the French Open enjoys its second week. Looks like the rain has taken it easy on the clay this week. Jannik Sinner's new world number one, first Italian to ever do it, and you get a feeling this signifies the end of the old order. Credit to Novak Djokovic, who's 37 these days. I thought that on days when it was prime Djokovic, despite that injury, he still goes on to win the French Open. But hey, see, it's telling. I mean, all of that, I call it a freak of nature. Age is telling, and which is natural, which is normal, and looks like, I'm not saying he's won his last Grand Slam, Djokovic, but these new guys are also mixing it. They are switching it. Do you think that Jannik Sinner being world number one right now finally signals the end of the old order, which is Federer, which was long gone, Rafa Nadal, who is still struggling, and saying that maybe I can still give us one more French Open, and Djokovic, maybe you can add any more to it?
First off, and the Murray has been off that conversation very long time ago. No disrespect all of the good stuff he did, but I think
Murray was a legit top 4. When was the top 4? Yeah.
I mean, when we had the trial of Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal over Djokovic, and he was literally the only one that got close.
Yeah, it was the first. It was the first wheel.
Yeah. I mean, for me, you need to give a lot of credit to Jannik Sinner's consistency in the past few years, and I think I don't know if it exactly signals the end of that control, in as much as I think it should end, because I mean, we're talking about 3 people that have dominated the top level about tennis for the past 15 years. They've shared world number 1. Talking about Roger Federer, talking about Novak Djokovic, talking about my favorite of all time, Rafael Nadal. Yesterday I had to ask me, Young, that is Novak Djokovic the GOAT of tennis? And today said the numbers says yes, and I went back when I got home. I went through all of the numbers, and you can't deny the greatness of Novak Djokovic. He's always been called the bad boy of the WTA because of how he loves ATP rather, because of how he loves to challenge the institutions and all of that. But you cannot take anything away from his level of dominance. The fact that at 37 we are even asking if it's time for them to say goodbye. I think, like you said, it's a freak of nature. Injuries are part of the game across board. But again, you also look at the fact that how consistent can these boys come through. And we've seen the likes of, just like we talked about Sinner right now, we've seen so many other players also, Tsitsipas. You think that, hey, with the level these boys are, you're young, you're 21, you're 22, you expect them to get to that top level and be consistent at that top level. But you find out that out of nowhere, Novak Djokovic just still come through, claim world number 1, go almost 3 years unbeaten, go about 11 games on a single clay and not lose a single match set. The numbers are just crazy. For me, it takes a lot of consistency to stay at that top level, and until they remain at that top level, see, Nadal being in the French Open means the French Open can still go anywhere until he got injured. Roger Federer will probably have, Novak Djokovic will probably have won the French Open, even though they had to withdraw today. I mean, look at the last 2 games, the way he had to come back from 2 set down to still win games against players that is almost 8 years, 10 years older than. I think they have it. They have the tournament experience, but it's always going to happen. Is it the end? Maybe closer.
I think men's tennis is about to go into an era where I like the era, because this previous era was the era where Novak Djokovic just held it by the scruff of the neck. But now we have seen it as Carlos Alcaraz, who I think is a fantastic player on his day injuries, and is still very much alive in the French Open as well. I think Sinner was even world number 1 before he beat Hugo Dimitrov this afternoon, because by virtue of Djokovic withdrawing from the tournament, he became world number 1 instantaneously. So there's Alcaraz and there's Daniel Medvedev, who hates the clay, but can be very good on grass. I will approaching the grass season as well. I'll never count Stefanos Tsitsipas amongst that. I think it's a very unserious bunch. I think it's like your Jᴏɪɪr of the new generation. It's good, there's quality, but there is no end product when it comes to big tournaments. So it's not unfair. Tsonga also came with a lot of promise. There was a lot of promise. Even if not for the fact that there was a mentality shift or a reset from Djokovic, he was being called the Joker, because he didn't take his game seriously until there was a mental reset and he just became a beast out of nowhere. So I like what the men's tennis is coming into right now. Same with the women's, because Swiatek is threatening to be a Djokovic, but I think likes of Rybakina and what's the name of the other lady, they're keeping her in check. Sometimes she loses those odd games, right? But on clay she's also seen in Paris, which is also good for the game of tennis in the women's draw. Alright, second half of the show already, we're in that. We'll take a message from Bedball. We'll come back. We are talking Jose Mourinho, who is now the manager at Fenerbahce, and he talks about ambition. What will be defined as ambition or successful time in Turkey for Jose Mourinho? We'll discuss that on the second half of Sports Cruise. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back in a bit.
You define better life. I be you one talk or let's cuss. Over 1.5, I be you one bet. What if you no go score? I don't know. Hey, we get better pay out to work. Don't worry, we there for you. Our heart, chop right out. We know the feeling sure. No, we there for you. No, we there for you. You see for better, give me money, better. Cash out today, easy or better. We get online games for you. Play all what I want. We get better.
on betbaba.ng. Not for people on
Normally, a coach is loved after victories. In this case, I feel that I am loved before victories. For me, is a big responsibility. It's a big responsibility that I feel, and I promise you that from this moment, I belong to your family. This shirt is my skin. Football is passion. I want to work for Turkish football. I want to work for the Turkish league. I want to help to improve. But the most important thing for me is not Turkish football, is not Turkish league, is Fenerbahce.
Alright, that's ᴘᴏʀᴛs, the 61-year-old, still unquestionably a massive draw, though as the stunning scenes at the Fenerbahce Stadium on Sunday night proved. But a lot of people will be asking, why Fenerbahce in particular? He said it's for the president, the directors, the board to be stable, to be balanced. But I mean, Jose knows his way around words. He says he doesn't want the fans to be stable. He wants them to be crazy because the fans have to be demanding. They have to put pressure on them, and that passion is part of his motivation. He also talked about the fact that he wants to still run to the fans when celebrating last-minute winners. So whoever gets a ticket in the corner of the stadium should probably wait for be praying for a late winner from Fenerbahce when the league resumes much later in the year. But let me get started with you. Jose in Fenerbahce, Jose in Turkey. It's a step down, no doubt about it, right? Yeah. But it's still going to somewhere that still keeps him relevant. No matter how low the Turkish Super League is, it still puts him in that relevancy picture, right?
Yeah, absolutely. It's a team that we play in Champions League football.
Not guaranteed.
Okay.
He has to play qualifiers, and that's why I explained that all of his players should get knocked out of the USL.
Also a team that finished with 98 points.
99
points in the just concluded Turkish Super League. And they won the league. Wow. Because Galatasaray were just incredible. Galatasaray did 102 points.
103.
103. Was it 103?
103. They finished 99, 103.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, of course. Here's my thing. I do believe that as a top level manager, Jose Mourinho is done. But that is not a disrespectful statement. He's allowed to return. He's had a 20-year career. Nobody's pick is going to be.
I think you should be free to, you shouldn't say that without resentment, with any resentment. I think you're correct.
Yeah, what you will be surprised.
The trust job was available. Job was available.
People do not believe that. That's why I had to contextualize and say, I'm a Chelsea fan, which means by default I'm a Mourinho fan myself. But I have to also use my eyes and my head to make adjustments. The truth is that Jose Mourinho did not choose Fenerbahce. And even if he did choose Fenerbahce, he chose Fenerbahce because of the best of the options available to him. And you talked about Chelsea job being available, Barcelona being needing a manager, Bayern Munich needing a manager, and Mourinho's name never even came up once. This would not have been the case 10 years ago, regardless of style. He has been linked to Barcelona multiple. When Pep Guardiola left Barcelona, Mourinho was linked to the job, even though everybody knew that he played completely different style to what Barcelona did. But because he was a top manager at the time, so a lot I have cleared, and I think that you guys agree that is no longer at that top level. It still shows that is absolutely still a draw. You don't have
top draw.
Yeah. It shows that you don't what is that about Babako? You tell her Babako could dance that you tell her it still has so whether it's a top level attraction to clubs, is definitely a top level attraction to fans, and it still retains his power of eloquence. Okay, for a man that English is not his first language, exactly. He knows how to rally.
I think we did a special on that few months ago on the show. That his eloquence has ensured that there are some of his words, his comments that have made him into football folklore for life.
Again, I think ᴜᴏ and I had this conversation. I don't know, maybe it was yesterday or about that. Also, Mourinho coming into the Turkish league is more of a statement sign, and this is what I mean. A lot of people focus on the Turkish league because of the way the season ended. We talked about Galatasaray and Fenerbahce going head to head, one needing to lose a game, one needing to win a game. So I think the Turkish league kind of put some little level of attention towards the end of the season, and bringing Mourinho would help them to maintain that level of that hype, would help them maintain that that climax so that they don't just go anti-climax. Oᴜᴜᴜ is in Turkey, a lot of people will probably even if it's in passing, let's see what Fenerbahçe is doing, and they won't be playing the Champions League again. So I think the Mourinho signing is not just
they will be playing Champions League qualifiers. They are not playing in the Champions League.
Either ways. If they win the qualifiers, they'll get.
And classic Jose Mourinho is already giving some small excuses already. I need my players to quickly exit the Euros. Although I don't think that starts well with the Turkish guys, because 4 of their 8 players playing the Euros play for Turkey.
Exactly.
So how will you wish that our national team?
I'm sure every manager would wish such. Mourinho just be Mourinho.
But I agree with you that is coming to Turkey, and he talked about it, has the ability, the tendency to raise the profile of Turkish football.
You can't deny that. You can't deny that. So I think it's just like Cristiano Ronaldo to Saudi League. It's more of let us put ourselves up there again. Let us be at the top level. Let us start having this conversation again. If Mourinho had come to Nigeria, we probably would have been talking about it the same level. I'm just saying literally, bro. So I think for me, whatever happens on the pitch of play, I always feel like Mourinho will still deliver something, even if it's a Turkish cup, even if it's something.
So quickly, I wanted to show a question to you guys, but before I do that, I just took a look at my UEFA coefficients rankings here, and Turkish football is 9th in the coefficient list. They are sandwiched between Belgium and the Czech Republic on the list. But I wanted to quickly ask Tony and Ope, do you think that Fenerbahçe also has got what it takes to bring back Jose to the top? For example, he makes it to the groups of the Champions League, has a good run in the Champions League, maybe the quarterfinals. It's Fenerbahçe. Do you think that's got the tendency to bring him back to the big time? Although you said he's done with the big time, but who knows?
Unlikely but not impossible. And here's the not impossible part, because there's a precedent. There was a manager who was also seemingly done with the big time, Carlo Ancelotti.
Yeah.
He signed for everything. That's the admission by his own self that okay, the top jobs are no longer looking for me. This is my level now. And by the time the Real Madrid job became open, somehow yeah. Real Madrid chosen because of trust, because okay, he's available and he has done it for us. It's not only because he's one of the best managers in the world right now, and let us we had failed spectacularly at Napoli, and he was doing decently at Everton for Everton standard, but still that's the Everton manager. So Real Madrid were able to bring back Ancelotti. I'm not neglecting the fact that a combination of factors might happen that will not see Jose Mourinho handle the top club at some point in his career, especially me personally, I don't think that he's probably going to coach Portugal at some point. I don't think it's
I mean, he got the job offer when Santos left. He said he regrets he didn't take the job when they offered him.
I think it would be incredible if the greatest Portuguese manager of all time never coaches Portugal.
You guys, sorry to continue. You guys are being, I think you're just playing double standard here. At the same, you guys feel as a player, you shouldn't force a player out. You should look at the record they have and respect them and let them live at their own order. But you think Mourinho is done at the top level. Why would you say that? Mourinho in the last 10 years is still pushing things up. The last European title that Manchester United won, that was the Europa League. Mourinho gave it to them. Mourinho took Roma to the final of the Europa Cup. We won the UEFA Conference League with them. So what do you guys think?
Yes, the bad news. Yes, the breaking news. The Europa Conference League and Europa League doesn't represent the top level of football in Europe.
At that level, if Arsenal gets a hold of
that's why Arsenal is in this conversation.
I don't understand what you guys did. He gave Roma their first Europa title, their first Europa test of glory.
Nobody is denying that.
He's saying he's done at the top level.
I think you are intentionally understanding us. If Ancelotti leaves Real Madrid today, is also Mourinho a candidate for the job?
You never can tell. People bring in a manager for different reasons.
There are options that you count, and there's the you never can tell option.
Yeah,
that's when Jose Mourinho falls options.
That's why I said
the fact that you never can tell option means that exactly
anything can happen. Is how if it's a company ended up at Bayern Munich doesn't mean that if it's a company is a Bayern Munich
manager. Even if they lose, it's stuck to
it. I think Jose is a smart man. He must also have looked at the Turkish football terrain. Gala won the league, no doubt, but Gala won the league with a very old squad. Muslera is 38 these days. Jᴏɪᴜ, who had 19 assists in the league, is 37. Icardi is 31, 32. So if he has a fresh squad with the backing of Ali Koch, the new president, or the president who is going for re-election again, maybe pumping some money. I had a look at Raheem Sterling. Right? And that is his level too. That's Sterling's level right now. I saw you tweeting about Sterling being a better option than Martinelli.
Yes.
Were you high on something that time of the day?
Who made that tweet?
Wait. It was today.
You can't be
No, are you Sterling?
What is a Gabriel
Open the phone lines. What do you mean by what's a Gabriel Martinelli? What's Sterling?
Come on, I'm not in love with Sterling, but come on.
Alright, let's hit some calls. 091360410. Feel free to join on the show. Talking Joseph Fenerbahce, do you think he will emerge as a success? Let's talk about Kylian Mbappe in a bit. Do you think he works out at Real Madrid? And how do you think he will fit in at the Bernabeu, especially in the team? I mean, that team is now scary. They've got a 7-9-11 reminiscent of Bale, Ronaldo, and Benzema. So that's some interesting nostalgia there. So we'll talk about if you think that will work out about Kylian Mbappe with Les Merengues. 091360410. Josiana, thanks for dropping your message on Facebook or streaming, by the way. It says well done with the watch you. Alright, Ario, thank you very much for sending your message in as well. Hello.
Good evening, gentlemen.
Hi, Rumi. How are you? Good evening.
Thank God, sir. I didn't miss you yesterday. You are not around.
Yeah, I'm back. Thank you very much.
Your guys effort for you.
No, they're always consistent.
Okay. Kylian Mbappe and Real Madrid. I think there's another Galactico in the making in this guy. My fear is this. I hope I pray that there won't be rivalry between the forward liners. Talk of Junior, Vinicius Junior, he himself, and the other guy Rodrigo. Because really now, a lot of people in this the media, within the media and the sporting cycle in Nigeria, they are asking, where is he going to play actually? Is he going to be top 9 from the wings? But I know actually we'll be able to come up with an ideal solution for that problem. You understand? And that's exactly what's going to happen. We are wishing the best of your time at Real Madrid. Cheers, gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Rumi. Hi, caller. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Sounds like Oᴜᴜᴜ, right?
Yeah, very well.
Okay, welcome.
Yeah, really well. Really okay. The last caller that said he was a little bit to the new classroom because they are going to the classroom. You are bringing him back to the already had Messi and Neymar Madrid where they community talent. So where that one World Cup at the age of what 18 got to another final World Cup.
But you know that the view in Madrid is that Mbappe is just any other player joining the team because he's not bigger than Real Madrid.
See, the reason that Madrid can do right now is that they can just buy him. He came on the floor. He can pay him to be on the bench. He came back for the CD that he showed them the last time because you know like as if the team needs him. They wouldn't have anything and who how they are going to win. But anyway, I think I want to also address what Tunde Young has said. And of course, we don't answer that question. If I wanted to leave today with when you be a consideration for that Madrid job, the answer is no. It's not really good about it. It's no. That's the reason why it's on the battery. That's the reason why man is not calling up maybe as they are considered to back their house and both. I mean, as much as we love Mourinho, but you can see some of the back that were playing out well in Roma, and you should when they wrote it to the job. So it's very important. I hope you keep get good stuff there anyway.
Thank you very much, Oᴜᴜᴜ, for your comments right there. Okay, let's take a look at some media reaction or perspective to Mbappe's journey Real Madrid. AS says Mbappe at last as they went on to celebrate another Galactico in Real stable. Now, popular radio station Cadena Cope called Mbappe the cherry on the cake many years in the making, thanks to the fantastic management of Real president Florentino Perez. And now Madrid legend 𝐴𝐾 Casillas took to social media to welcome Mbappe to the best club in the world, adding, "The path to 16 begins with you." Alright, let me start with the Galactico in here, the Madridista, yes. Yes, it's a Galactico as well, and I'm sure that you are very much elated with Mbappe joining this club. Luis Caceres, president of Penas Federation, as Real Supporters Group, said he's a great recruit, an immense player, but here he will just be another player in Real's great history. No player is bigger than Madrid. And I think that just ensembles everything. It's a great signing, but this is Real Madrid. You're just another signing.
There's no point in that.
Another great signing.
It's just it's another great sign. Yeah.
I think that's the message for him to clear whatever pampering he got in the French league with PSG. All those on that the French president had to come through to call you, had to pamper you, literally had to beg you. You are trying to hold on to your image right. You know, when he was at PSG, there were some commercials he refused to feature in, even for the French team. Fine, he's a big star. He's a World Cup winner. He's also made the final of the World Cup again. He's the captain of the French national team. He's got so much potential. And arguably the greatest player to ever play for PSG. But you're coming into a club where the history of the club precedes the club. It is Real Madrid, for goodness sake. There's no point you would leave your captainship in other clubs to come and be a team player at Real Madrid. That's how big the status of the club is, and I think the message is clear. We will worship you as the fan would always do. We will revere you as a big player. We will respect you as a superstar. But you're coming to Madrid. If the manager doesn't think you need to start to sit on the bench, if the manager doesn't think you've done enough, you have to respect it. All of those drama that must have happened at PSG, it can't happen at Madrid, and that's the fact. A lot of great stars, name them, history makers, legends, have gone through the Santiago Bernabeu, and then they've actually left their mark, and they've left in the greatest manner possible. So Mbappe is just going to be one of those players that will come and make his mark and leave his sign on the test of time and leave to wherever he wants to go to. It is established. No player is bigger. I mean, look at what happened to Gareth. All of those Wales, Golf, and Madrid I was doing, he knew his time was done, and obviously his time was absolutely done. So Mbappe comes into the system, get used to the best. My excitement is that the future of Madrid is beginning now, and it's crazy when you're already living the future. I'm trying to understand what the future is. The team won the Champions League in a season where they didn't even play the most explosive brand of football you expect them to play, but they've got a couple of players that are young, energetic, wild. They want to go, they're hungry. Look at Jude Bellingham, it's just less than 21.
I mean, the crazy part of what you just said right now is Mbappe joins them, and in their strike force is the oldest at 25.
Exactly.
It's crazy. Yeah, but Mbappe is not like other players. Tony, he's the first teenager to score in the World Cup final since Pelé in 1958. First player to score a hat-trick in one since JᴏɪR in 1996. Is Ligue 1's Player of the Year, record 5 seasons running. Is the competition's top scorer in 21st century, now 25. Once the youngest player to reach the landmark goals of 10, 20, 30, and I think 40 in the Champions League goals. This is a player that comes well packaged. But here's my criticism of Mbappe, and I think Pochettino said that sometime when he was PSG manager. He's a moments player. He doesn't get too involved, and that's why Ricky was saying that he wants him to be much more involved in the whole way they play, blah blah. He's a moments player. In that moment, it will wreak havoc on you. That is what you know, it is coming, and you cannot avoid it. But that is not a criticism of the player, because he can change again by himself. But there are a lot of people who have expressed words, especially some Madrid fans, that how does he fit into the team? And the only thing I can only tell them is that don't worry, because Carlo Ancelotti is his manager, and if Carlo Ancelotti is your manager, there is no cause for alarm.
Yeah, Carlo Ancelotti started as recently as the game, the second leg against Manchester City. Started Rodrigo and Vinicius. Both of them were playing left wing in that game. Yeah. So Ancelotti is the ultimate manager to handle this kind of situations. They just put them on the pitch and say, guys, figure it out. Whenever Vinicius on the left wing, you're down in the middle. Whenever you're on the left wing,
I know that style of management from Ancelotti is also the style of football that Mbappe also embraces. He's a relaxed player, fluid, dynamic,
not rigid position,
not consigned to one move.
Yeah, they reason the pep team. Everybody has to stick to the robotic. Everybody has to carry out their role so that the machine can function. That's not what this is. This is a team. Ancelotti realizes that he has the best attackers in the world, and just tells them do your thing. He opens his own coaching input is to determine how the team play, but in terms of like coaching every aspect of the attack, he knows that you have to let players express themselves in and around the box setting. And when you sign quality players like Mbappe, when you have quality players like Vinicius and Rodrigo, you know that there's nothing you can never be wrong to get them to express themselves in the box. It's because what they will do is to us their position, and I think it's going to work perfectly. I think it's going to work swimmingly. I think this is going to be probably the best attack in Europe immediately.
Alright guys, so I just a quiz popped up in my head, and there's no prizes here, but this is easy as we wrap up the show. Carlo Ancelotti is a legendary manager, we know that. He's won the champs as a player. As a manager, he's won it how many times now? I think 5 times right now. That's legendary, right? Now, He also has a very good record with Ballon d'Or winners. 4 players have won the Ballon d'Or under Carlo Ancelotti. What are the players?
Kaka.
1.
Ronaldo.
2.
Ronaldo was in Cristiano.
Yeah, Cristiano Ronaldo. 3. There's one more. There's one more.
Luka.
Yeah, Luka did win. Yeah, Luka did win with him. Yeah.
Okay, you said 4 now.
No, it wasn't. Luka was in there. It wasn't Luka.
2018. No, that was under Zizou.
No,
that was under Zizou in 2018.
So there's one more I'm waiting for.
One of those video guys. Probably Shevchenko.
What do you think?
Shevchenko didn't win Ballon d'Or. He only won the European Footballer of the Year Golden Boot winner. Right? He won the Ballon d'Or. Shevchenko.
Wahala. That's exactly Shevchenko.
Okay then.
Yeah.
Crowley, you're very consistent, my friend.
Alright, sports Chris Obela here for 3FM. Let's hear from Onome. Hello. Hello, Onome. How are you?
I've been calling like this is the 30th.
Yeah, I can see that you've been really consistent with the calls. I saw that. Yeah.
So how's your day?
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah, you know, my fear is that Vini and Bellingham, they have a higher chance now. You know, if they do the Ballon d'Or winner today, you know, we are thinking maybe Bellingham or Vini, who is winning it. So, for example, if Vini wins the FIFA Ballon d'Or World Class Player, which is very possible, or either Bellingham, you know, Kylian Mbappé, one of his Kylian Mbappé inner thoughts that we know is to come to Real Madrid and win the Ballon d'Or. Am I right or wrong, Wale? So my fear now is there might be a little bit selfishness within the three. In my play next season, it's like a prediction. You know, it might not actually cause a risk issue, but we might see something like a Salah, money kind of a thing. You know, but I trust Ancelotti to get it started. That's my take this evening. Good evening, guys.
Thank you very much. We should also expect plenty of goals from Kylian Mbappé. Yeah, interesting fact here. PSG players have 6 league hat-tricks this decade. Guess what? Mbappé scored all but one of them. Yeah, crazy. Hello, good evening. Please do call us back, and we'll talk about Mbappé and how he fits in at Real Madrid. And I think we've finally agreed that if it's Ancelotti, who also ahead of the City game talked about how the game belongs to the players. He allows the players to just enjoy themselves. I think that Mbappé, Vini, Rodrigo should be able to figure that out. I remember when he joined Milan, and they had those 4 elite midfielders in Kaká, who just joined Pirlo, Seedorf, and Redondo, the number 10, Rui Costa. What he did, he just started the Christmas tree formation, brought Pirlo to withdrawn role, and Kaká up top, and Kaká won the Ballon d'Or. So I think that with Real Madrid, everyone will be fine. He also got his role at Juventus.
He did enjoy it too. He was the one that really got the best out of the America Drogba.
Yeah, the partnership.
When Chelsea was playing for that could really take over the striker.
Hi, good evening.
Yeah, fine evening. Good afternoon.
Yeah, I don't know where you're calling from.
I'm calling from.
Is this your first time on the show?
No. I'm Engineer Ladapo. I'll be trying anytime.
Oh, Engineer, thanks for coming.
Thank you. I just want to ask, it's like this Italian international, this Carlos Ancelotti. He was in Everton 4-5 years ago.
Yeah, he was in Everton. Yeah, that was his last job before coming back to Real Madrid.
And then Jose Mourinho also 61, like you said. He managed any football club in France or Germany?
No, Jose didn't do Germany. Jose didn't do France.
Okay. Thank you for your program. I enjoy it.
Thank you very much. Yeah. Alright, Manchester City, you understand, have launched unprecedented legal action against the Premier League in a dispute that is shaking up top flight English football. And now City are still awaiting an outcome for 115 charges for allegedly breaching financial rules that are strongly denied by the club, with a hearing now set for September. And however, while they await the hearing, which is expected to last 6 weeks, City have reportedly taken legal action against the division. Now, according to the Times, the Etihad outfit are looking to end the league's associated party transaction rules, which they claim are unlawful. It was reported that in February, City were warning of the threat of legal action against the league's APT rules, and the outlets have confirmed the club went ahead with it, with the date for the hearing now set on the 10th of June. Talk about counter-pressing. That's counter pressing.
I'm sure the people understand what you mean by 115 now.
Yes, get pressing.
Once someone says they want to see you, quickly ask them for money.
They say the best form of defense is like that.
So what is that? If you don't know anything, once you don't know, quickly borrow it.
343.
That's oh wow, you can
Mass defense.
that's what's it.
Use wing back.
So this 115 times we will spend 50 years in court. That was there. We will basically stop.
Yes.
But they can afford to stop.
Of course. This another message found share on Facebook. I think the CCEs people need to calm down. She's just a rookie and she'll be okay. And to me, she made that league more popular. You talk about Caitlin Clark. Josiana says Real Madrid doing what Real Madrid does. So guys, is it consensus that Mbappe is going to be a massive success at Real Madrid?
Yeah, I think that's this one of the first. He is a generational player. Going to the best team in the world in his prime. A team that is known for playing attack. There's no way this doesn't work. Then I don't know what this is.
But if Mbappe, Neymar, Messi couldn't work, why are we sure this is going to work?
That didn't work because of like they didn't win the amount of they didn't win.
Structurally, it didn't work as well.
No, the second season he actually started to work.
Structurally, they scored a lot of goals. In fact, Mbappe's best seasons were when he played with Neymar and played with Messi.
Yeah, so it started to work in the second season when Messi started to get into his groove. Because the first season Messi played wide a lot, but second season was playing as the first time. And Neymar was also injured for a lot of the second season. So that didn't work because I think all three players needed the ball or something like that. But I think it worked to a degree. The Real Madrid one is transition monster. All those three boys catch you on the counter attack. They're all done. The Vinicius body go back to counter attack.
Alright, that's how much we will be able to offer this evening on the show, and we promise to be back tomorrow by the special grace of God. Thank you very much for joining us, and looks like we'll also start our countdown to the Euros very soon on Sports Quiz, so you should keep an eye out for that. We'll talk with Super Eagles more of that tomorrow. Hopefully I can link up with Promise Ofoge and probably gives us a first-hand detail of what's going down in camp with the Super Eagles side of the Bafana World Cup qualifier. Okwa, thanks for coming through. That's our time. Tunde Young, thank you very much for coming as well. Let's get out of here.
Fantastic conversation. Good to see you again. It's good weather. You want to agree with that? Yeah, I love weather. Trending music. Traffic updates. Whatever control the intersections is good for your peaceful online. Sports. And everything fun is right here on Mainland 98.3 FM. Don't touch that dial.